I'm V, and today we're going to be looking at another bot farm a viewer brought to my attention some time ago. For months now, bots have been finding out of the way, low traffic money making methods to exploit in RuneScape. And what's so important about this video is it's not only bringing attention to a type of bot you might not have been aware of, but it also teaches low, mid, and even some high level players an excellent method to maintain their bond for membership. At the end of this video, I'm going to challenge you to take 5 to 10 minutes out of your day once a week to look for a profile we've identified as botting this money making method and report a handful of them. If you do your part, we can help preserve a fantastic money-making method for a large portion of the player base. These bots specialize in farming Zamorak Miscellaneous after completing the Enchanted Key, also known as the Making History mini-quest. The Miscellaneous are in constant high demand by PVMers due to the Devoted invention perk in all 4 combat styles. On average, players will use several hundred of them to acquire the Devoted 4 and Patient 4 perk recommended by PVM Encyclopedia. You're probably wondering what these bots look like, and while I share clips of some volunteers and I scouting them out in the background, we'll break it down. They're often carrying a clan vexillium, wearing a ring of dueling, and archaeology journal, and sometimes there's a small amount of variation from one to another. For example, you'll see some of these bots wearing hats from the recent Christmas event advent calendar, but above all else, you'll find they have a few tells which demonstrate a level of automation. If the bots have surge available to them when they teleport into the outpost, they'll surge in a very specific northwestern line before moving to speak with the NPC inside of the building. If they don't have surge, they generally run on the southern side of the building to the door. Additionally, the bots with a high enough magic level for high alchemy will cast the alchemy spell when they are at the Hetz Oasis Zamorak Miscellaneous dig location while they are running to use the spade. This is because they are alching all of the low value Miscellaneous as they collect them before they dig up the next one. And they are doing so tick perfect each run. You'll notice the single most consistent trend between all of these bots is sub 20 quest points. If for some reason they have their examine turned off so you're unable to right-click examine them in game, just pull up the official Rune Metrics site. You can view their account stats and total number of quests completed by searching their name on the website to understand if they're likely to be a bot or not, in addition to looking for these in-game behaviors. One other very interesting point to look out for is if you teleport to Hetz Oasis or park an alt there like I did, you'll find that the bots consistently dig at the same location each time that they teleport in. This is not like anything that a legitimate player would do. You'll actually see that later in this scouting trip, I come across someone who's moving very slowly. Their movement's inconsistent, but they do kind of have low level player stats. And so I walk up to them and ask, bot, ? And they say, no, just watching a movie. So when a legitimate player is doing this, their movement's not consistent. It's only a bot that's capable of kind of doing this level of precision each run. I do believe these may be auto hotkey bots based on the few times I've seen some of the bots not teleport out of the oasis and move around north of the outpost. And the reason I say that is there's a very low bar to entry for illegitimate RuneScape players to create auto hotkey bots, and they're really just programming locations to click on the screen each time that they teleport. Unfortunately, we have even seen resources on very popular social media sites spring up to try and encourage more people to get into botting, which I think is very disappointing as a player and speaks to the level of accessibility that there is in creating some of these bots. But with that in mind, it also shows how very little intricacy or advanced technology goes into these types of bots, because they are just repeating the same actions and clicking on the exact same locations with the same timing each run. They are easy for jagex to detect, and that is also part of the reason why I believe that these accounts are so low level and likely burnt after a very short amount of time. It is very important that we report these bots on a regular basis, because that will capture a snapshot of player activity. And if anyone has seen some of the recent podcasts regarding how jagex bot detection works on a technical level, we did get validation recently that they do log terabytes of data on a daily basis for every single movement, action, interaction that a player makes with a game. And that creates a profile or a template for machine learning purposes. And when a player's behavior varies drastically from what is expected for them, or when it repeats itself in an unrealistic or impossible manner, jagex is able to very quickly determine that there is something rule breaking happening on that account, be it account sharing or botting or some kind of illegitimate activity. And so when it comes to reporting these bots, I expect that they will be actioned upon very quickly, since it helps the system capture a snapshot upon the report being made. And when they are flagged, they then are queued up for machine learning review based on my understanding of the system. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comment section below. Make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. I want to take a second to thank the volunteers that helped scout bots to collect footage for this video. And once again, please accept my challenge to take one day out of your week, 5 to 10 minutes, to see if you can report around 3 of these Zamorak Mjolnir bots. If you're able to help preserve this money-making method, low, mid, and even some high-level players are able to have access to a 22 million gold per hour method, which has the potential to let them maintain their bond for membership. And if you aren't using this method for money making already, and you're wondering how you can make enough gold to maintain your membership, you might take a look at it, and while you're at it, report the bots that you see. Have a good day.